Karibu sana Banis. It's a pleasure to have you on my testimony today together with Kelvin. Kelvin, karibu sana.
Asante.
Yes, karibisha to microphone.
Thank you.
Kindly introduce yourself to us.
My name is Banis Mideva. I'm an elder sister to Kelvin.
Okay.
Asembe.
And you've walked with him all the way.
Oh yes.
Okay.
More than I would say a sister. I'm actually like a parent to Kelvin.
Amen.
Kelvin grew up as a normal boy.
Wacha ajiseme pia kidogo ni sawa tu. He has his mic. Yes.
Mimi naitwa Kelvin. Nimekuwa naweza sema Mungu amenitoa mbali. Nilianza kuwa mgonjwa nikiwa mdogo. Nikiwa class 7.
Wow.
Mpaka wa leo. Bado nang'ang'ana. Sasa niko hapa Kenyatta nafanya dialysis. Na Mungu anaendelea kunishughulikia.
Okay. Tutakuja kwako baadaye Kelvin, lakini we want to hear the story from Banis ambaye amekuwa mlezi wake. Tell us, when did this start happening?
Okay, Kelvin got sick for the first time at the age of 12 vile navyosema. He was in class 7.
Yes.
He had some swelling in his feet. Akawa anafura macho, especially in the morning. He would wake up with eyes that are swollen. Then he was taken to Tenwick Hospital. He was examined and they said he had a condition called acute glomerulonephritis.
Wow, that's that's jargon for us. What is that?
So the doctor explained that his body was fighting against itself, and especially the cells of the kidneys. Yeah, so he was given steroids to just stop the body from fighting its own cells.
Yes.
So he used those medication for some time, and then the swelling subsided. He went back to school and life was normal for him. Then for a long time as a family we knew Kelvin was okay.
Was okay, yes. For how long did you, was he active?
After that, it was I think over 20 years.
Wow.
Yes. Because later around 2012, 2011 is when he started complaining of headaches, blurring of vision, but we didn't relate it to the
But for this whole period, he was as active as any other student.
As active as any other student.
Child?
He was actually a soccer player.
Wow.
He played in some clubs at home.
Oh.
Active soccer, not just soccer, competitive soccer. As a number 10.
Wow.
I'm sure he misses that even now. He was, huge, well built, a very strong guy.
Yes.
And so I've seen him, grow up into a strong man, and then now suddenly start going down up to where he is now. Yes.
So he started complaining of, blurry vision.
Yes.
Was that a sign for you to take another step?
Okay, initially I didn't take it so seriously. But of course I took him to one of the health practitioners to look at his eyes, because we thought it was something with his eyes. He kept on saying, I think I'm going blind, But he'd still go and play soccer in the evening.
Yes.
So he didn't sleep in bed. He continued to just be an active boy. So after he was seen at the hospital now, I got a report that there was a swelling at the back of the head, what they call some very difficult term. Yeah. But that made us think that maybe he had a lesion in his brain. We didn't even relate it to the kidney.
Was the swelling physical or was it within the brain?
Within the brain.
Wow.
There was a swelling around one of the nerves of the brain. But that could be seen through the eyes.
Yes.
So we thought it was related to
the eyes.
Eyes or brain. Little did we even imagine. I didn't even think that it was anything to his kidneys.
Wow.
Then later on, he started throwing up in the morning. So every morning he would wake up and throw up, but still go and play. Then now we were thinking, okay, maybe it's the milk that he doesn't like anymore. So he started taking strong tea. So he'd go play continue with life.
Yes.
But then when the vomiting became so severe, like you'd wake up every morning and throw up, then I said, okay, fine, I think we need to go further. It's not just the ice. So that was around 2011.
Yes.
Then I took him to Kenyatta Hospital, and when they examined him, it is just God that he had been alive all that time.
Wow.
Yes, because the blood pressure was very, very high, enough to break the vessels in the brain. Very high. Then they took tests, lab tests. It was very shocking for me, I should say, because I'm the one who took him there. I'm a medic, yes, but it was very scary. I didn't expect
the results you saw.
Yes.
Yes. What exact results did you get when you did the lab tests?
Now, his creatinine levels. Creatinine means the wastes. So there's a lot of waste in his blood streams. The waste had accumulated to, very, very high levels. It's just amazing that he was still alive. His blood pressure had hit the roof. And when they scanned his kidneys, they found that the size had shrunk, really shrunk.
Wow.
So to me, I can just say it is God who had really sustained him through that time, that he didn't even get maybe a stroke or something like that. So of course I was given the news that his kidneys had completely failed.
Both kidneys.
Both kidneys had completely failed, and that he was at the end stage of renal failure.
Wow. Renal failure has stages.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Now, renal failure, initially you can't have an acute failure, acute phase, which can just clear on its own. And then you go into first stage, second stage, third, fourth. So fourth stage is actually the end.
The final. So he had gotten to the fourth stage.
Yes, the final stage of renal
And
failure.
the kidneys had shrunk.
They had shrunk.
Almost to...
The size of a child's kidneys.
Wow.
Yes.
What was that news to you? As a sister, as a parent, and someone you really loved?
I was devastated. In fact, when I got the news, because I went to take the results from the lab, I didn't go to Kelvin directly. I just sat there on the grass because I didn't know how I was going to, break the news to him. I understood the implications of the results. It was just difficult for me to comprehend all these. I didn't know what else to do. So I sat there for like an hour or so, just trying to gather myself, encouraging myself, because it was just the two of us. And he called me at some point and asked me, how come you're not coming back? Then I told him, okay, just wait on me. I'm still looking for the results.
Yes.
But at that time, I'm gathering myself because I didn't want to break down before him. I needed to be strong for him. And yet I understood the implications of how huge this diagnosis was.
Yes.
Yeah, so of course eventually I just prayed, a quick prayer, just asking God for strength and courage to be able to break the news to him. So then I went back to casualty where he was waiting for me, and I didn't go into the details. I just told him that, okay, his kidneys are not working well. So he was admitted.
Yes.
Stayed in the hospital for about 10-14 days.
Okay. Before we get to that, alipokuambia kwamba kidneys hazifanyi kazi, ulielewa ni nini haswa, Kelvin?
Nilielewa. Hata ilinishtua sana.
Wakati ule ulikuwa na afya nzuri, sio?
Sababu huko nikiwa kabla sijakuwa mgonjwa, nilikuwa nasikia tu kidney failure, lakini sikujua ati pia mimi inaweza nipata. Sasa vile aliniambia ilinishtua sana.
Ulisikia nini kwa roho yako? Ulisikia maisha imeisha?
Nilisikia maisha imeisha. Yaani vitu hazitakuwa vile zilikuanga kitambo tena.
Ulifikiri ball? Ulifikiri stories za ball?
Mimi kwa cheza ball nilikuwa napenda ball sana. Kwa cheza club ingine inaitwa Serie Sijika au Shaisi.
Serie and faster. That's professional football. Wow.
Sasa huko Naivasha.
Yes.
Huko ndo ilinianzia, niko week nikienda zoezi nasikia sasa mimi nikadhania maybe juu siendi road work ndo na feel hivyo. Sasa najaribu kuamka asubuhi kukimbia, lakini nasikia kuna improvement. Kaanza sasa sioni, kaenda hapo Naivasha kuna hospitali nyingine private.
Yes.
Nikaenda kupima macho. Daktari wa macho akaniambia shida yako si ya macho. Akaniandikia barua, akanirifaa nikuje Nairobi Kenyatta nipimwe nione kama ni maybe niko na growth kwa brain.
Yes.
Sasa vile nilikuja Kenyatta na uzuri system
alikuwa pale
anafanya huko kitu ya kwanza nilipimwa hiyo blood pressure. Ukapata iko juu sana. Na hiyo tu ndo ilinipeleka kwa ward. Sasa nikiwa huko kwa ward ndo nilikuwa
we'll be coming back in a short while and we'll be getting to know how the journey has been and specifically the bless of God in all this. Banis has said very clearly when she got the results, and she was one of the people who were doing the test. When she did the test, she said one thing. Yani kama si Mungu, this guy probably will have been somewhere else. It will have been a totally different story. And that's why we're talking about his own. We live, we move, and we have our being in Jesus Christ. We are other faith evangelistic ministries right here in Karen, and we want to thank God for being a great blessing to us. Lots of responses coming in on my testimony right now. There's Winnie Ochieng who's saying Mungu anaweza yote. We thank God. Then there's Princess Ma says, wish I could watch and listen to the testimony. You guys are doing a great job to encourage us. God bless you. I repeat again, God bless you. And God bless you too, Ma. Mungu azidi kukuinua. Then there's a Roba Chirchir says, tuko pamoja. Thank you for the amazing testimony. Victor Waziri says, pamoja, watching you from Kakamega Police Land. We're getting blessed. Chrissy Kringle says, to God be the glory. Anu Mbugu says, tuko pamoja. Julius Kiprop says, from Kilifi, tuko pamoja. And it's an amazing testimony, a touching testimony of what the Lord can do to his people. So keep them coming. Tukuza TV show is our Facebook page. Our Twitter handle is @KTN Tukuza. Back to Banis and Kelvin. Banis, umetuambia sasa finally you get to the ward. You've gotten this news and it's sad news for you as a person. Mukenda ward, tell us what happened after that.
Of course, tulienda ward, kadmitiwa. I had to now break this news to the rest of the family. Mama akiwa ushago. It was difficult. Kwa sababu even for them to understand. Okay, they kept saying, atakuwa sawa tu. Atakuwa sawa, bora nakula atakuwa sawa. But for me, I knew it is not about kukula. It was going to be a very long journey. Not just for Kelvin, but for the entire family.
Wow.
I was told that the only solution once your kidneys are failed is either you get a transplant. Actually, a transplant is a solution. In the meantime, you can survive on dialysis. So dialysis, I mean, you just have to have your blood cleansed every time.
Wow.
Because the kidneys are the ones that are supposed to be cleaning up your blood. So if your kidneys fail, then it means
there has to be something artificial,
yes,
to clean the blood.
And
that's dialysis.
That is dialysis.
Wow. You as a health practitioner, you knew what dialysis means in terms of finances and in terms of basically, the journey to what was that to you, Banis?
Well, it was very, very difficult for me. Mostly because, of course, I was a health person, so I understood.
Yes.
And also because I had been staying with Kelvin. So he was, of course, close to me, not just as a brother, but also as a friend. And having to stand with him through the whole process, I knew was going to be very draining. Not just financially, but also emotionally. So, of course, he stayed in in the ward. They wanted to start dialysis at that time, but they needed us to pay the money first. So he didn't start dialysis.
Yes.
He just got treated. The blood pressure was controlled. And we were taken through sessions of counseling to prepare us for the long journey. So then finally was discharged from the hospital, and I went with him back home. A weak person who is now on medication that you have to take daily.
Yes.
Probably for the rest of your life or until you get the transplant. So it was difficult. The rest of the family, of course, expected me to be the strong one because they see I know.
Yes, what is happening.
Yeah. And it was a bit more heavier for me. More heavier because I understood the implications
of that. Yes. The first time you went for the dialysis, I'm sure you have a husband.
Yes, I'm married.
And you know, this is your brother.
Yes.
And it comes with a lot of, financing. How was that to him as a person?
Wow. I want to say I thank God. My husband was a very supportive person, and he's still supportive.
Yes.
And if it were not for him, I think I would have given up. Because I needed someone to, hold me up.
True.
Because the rest of the family were looking up to me, and yet I also needed someone to look up to.
Yeah.
So of course, apart from God, my husband told me that fine, Kelvin is our brother, we'll just stick with him. We'll just walk together with him.
Okay.
So of course, we looked for finances here and there, from friends, from our small family, and we started off the sessions.
Okay.
We were told he needed to be doing 2 sessions every week in order to be able to live at least a more productive life. But I must say it's not been possible to do the 2 sessions.
Okay.
Because dialysis costs about the cheapest, about 10,000.
10,000. Wow. So that's 20,000 per week. And that's the cheapest.
Yes.
Wow.
Excluding the medication, excluding the diet. Sometimes his blood or hemoglobin levels fall very low. He's so weak he has to have blood. And all that is cost.
True.
So it's been crazy.
So for how long has he been doing dialysis?
So he started doing dialysis in 2012.
Wow.
So this is 2014.
2 sessions a week? Has he been doing 2 sessions or 1 session?
1 session.
Wow.
1 session a week. Yes.
Okay. Kelvin, ulipoenda kwa ward na ukaambiwa kwamba damu yako inafaa kuoshwa kila wakati na ukajua inakuja na pesa nyingi, sijui ulikuwa na nini ilikuwa inapita kwa akili yako wakati huo?
Kitu ilikuwa inapita kwa akili yangu, nilikuwa nitafanya hiyo kwa muda mgani?
For how long?
For how long?
Yes.
Sababu hiyo pesa itatoka wapi? Na kuosha damu kila wakati.
Yes.
Ilikuwa si rahisi. Mimi naweza sema tu ni Mungu amenitoa mbali.
Yes.
Kabisa.
So this is a lifetime thing. Wow.
Yes. So either you get a transplant.
Yes.
If you get a transplant, then you're set.
Yes.
Yeah? But if you don't get a transplant, then it means you
have to do it
continually. Do the dialysis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelvin, ulikuwa unacheza ball, ulikuwa jamaa umeunga, yani ulikuwa
kabisa.
You are a sportsman.
Kabisa.
Sasa uko hivi na damu yako inaoshwa kila siku. Unasikia nini kwa roho yako? Do you feel ni kama Mungu amekulet down?
Sasa hii na kitu naweza sema. Unajua mara ya kwanza hiyo 1 year.
Yes.
Imekuwa rahisi kwa sababu kitambo uzoee ukubali kwamba kidney zako hazifanyi kazi. Si rahisi. Unajua kenye unafikiria kwa akili ndio ukienda pale kwa mashini, hata ukitoka kwa hiyo mashini akili yako ndio inafanya unakuwa strong. kuna wenye nilipata pale.
Yes.
Lakini wengi wao wameenda. Kwa sababu ya akili. Unaona? Sasa hii mwaka wa pili nimekuja nikazoea nika-accept kwamba kidney zangu zimefail. Sasa kitu naweza sema ni Mungu tu
ndio amekushikilia.
Amenishikilia.
Na unaamini Mungu atakupeleka hadi mwisho?
Naamini Mungu kwa sababu mali amenitoa ni mbali kabisa.
Yes. Ungekuwa ulishaenda. Unaamini siku moja utakuja kuoa, ukuwe na familia, uishi maisha poa na ukuwe na nguvu tena ya kufanya kazi?
Naamini.
Unaamini? Na unaamini Mungu atakuweka mpaka?
Naamini Mungu ataniweka mpaka kuwe na watoto.
Amen. It is done and it shall be done in Jesus' name.
Asante.
Ni vema kufikiria hiyo. Banis, I can see this is too heavy for you. And I want you to help us. You can have that. Kabla tukuje kwa Banis, so that she can just wind up on this. I don't know, sijui utasema nini kwa sababu ya dada yako na bwana yake kwa kusaidia katika maisha yako wewe aswa.
Naweza sema wamenisaidia sana sana. Vile kuanzia tu nianze kukua mgonjwa, yani njia zote nimepitia, yao wamenishikilia.
Wow. Na shukrani zinawarudia
kabisa.
Amen. Banis,
Yes.
Just as you wind up, I'm sure this has been a very hard journey. And when you hear your brother saying that he believes that one day atakuwa yule Kelvin aliyekuwa, atakuwa na familia and he will move on. How does that make you feel?
I've shed tears. I think tears of joy. Because I have seen him going through depression, you know. There are times he's down. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. Or he can't eat. He can't even, just lift himself.
Yes.
So hearing him say he believes one day he'll be able to do something for himself just encourages my heart in a big way.
Amen.
Because as you've heard him say, that it really takes your mind.
Yes, renewing your mind every time.
Yes. For your body to be able to, get that strength, you need to first
start right here
in your mind.
Yes.
So I am encouraged that he's looking towards a bright future. And I want to believe God together with him.
Amen.
That indeed, as he has desired,
yes,
God in his own time will come through for him.
Amen.
And that he can get a transplant, so that he's able to go back to, a reproductive life.
True.
Because at the moment, he's not able to do anything. Once he gets dialysis, he's strong for about 2-3 days. Then he goes down again.
Amen.
So he sits in the house and does very little for himself.
Wow.
So I'm believing that it shall be well with him. Amen. That one day he'll get a transplant.
Amen.
And be able to move on with his life.
Amen.
Yes.
And I want to thank you sincerely on behalf of many other people for having stood with him and for having made sure that this guy has hope. He will have lost it. That's what we're talking about today. In him we live, we move, and we have our being. We are his own. The doctors will do whatever they want to do, and we thank God for the doctors who are doing this, but we trust in God that he will finally bring this to a conclusion. I'm sure this has been heavy for you financially, and that's something that you still need. Any appeal, you can just look into that camera and give a contact. If anyone out there wants to help you in one way or the other, you can be able to give that plea to them.
Okay. Now, thank you very much. I want to say this is a very long journey for me and for my family. Dialysis costs over 10,000 per week. That is too much, but I want to say there's nothing that is too much
for God.
For God.
Amen.
This far having been able to do the sessions since 2012, it has taken God. It is not that we have millions. So I'm appealing to anyone out there who is willing to stand together with Kelvin so that he can have a transplant done. A transplant costs in Kenya about 1.2 million. India, it can go up to 2 million.
Yes.
And if anyone is touched, can be able to support Kelvin so that he goes back to, he needs to also have his family.
Yes.
And
they can reach you.
You can reach us on my telephone number 0721 993748.
Just come again.
0721 993748.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen. I want to thank you. And Kelvin, we are waiting for the testimony of what God is going to do for you. We want to see you playing football again. Sure. You know, and being active again. Na unaamini, si ndio?
Naamini.
Kuangalia hiyo kamera na hiyo na useme unaamini siku moja utakuwa sawa. Na kwa wale watu ambao ni wagonjwa, waambie tu neno moja tu as we wind up.
Mimi naamini siku moja Mungu ataniponya. Kwa sababu nimetoka mbali. Wale wagonjwa wote ambao wananitazama saa hii, naambia muamini katika Mungu na atawaponya.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. God bless you. And we wish you well in everything that you're going to do.
Amen.
It was my testimony right here on Tukuza, speaking to Banis together with Kelvin. And the reason why we decided to bring this, many other times on my testimony we bring people who have already been able to overcome, and we want to encourage you that you could be in such a situation now, but looking at the faith that these two have and many other people they walk with, we believe that the Lord is also able to get you out of that situation and to elevate you and to give you hope again in life.